Hi there, this is Talking T-Shirt, and today it's all about Torchlight 2, the newest title from Riot Games. Torchlight 2, for those who don't know, is a Western action RPG. It's pretty deep in its mechanics, so if you're new to this sort of thing, it might scare you off a bit. For those who are familiar to the prequel Torchlight and the most recent Diablo 3, you'll probably feel right at home. So the game lets you choose from 4 classes: Berserker, Ember Mage, Engineer, and Outlander. I'm not selecting these classes in the order that I am speaking, by the way. The character customization is pretty standard compared to other character development games out there. You really only get to choose your gender, your face, your skin color, your hair color, and that's it really. The only other difference is that you get to pick what kind of pet you want. This is completely cosmetic, and it doesn't really matter which pet you pick, so you just basically pick what you think you like to have running around with you. So in comparison, it pretty much plays like Diablo 3 if you've played Diablo 3. You can click an enemy to attack, or you can hold the shift key and click the direction you would like to attack in. Here you see the skill tree. You have 3 trees you can choose from, which is pretty basic stuff. It seems like they've tried to streamline the process for new players, so when you have an empty equipment slot and you pick up, say, some boots, the boots are automatically equipped for you, which is nice. Upon leveling, you get 1 skill point, and you get 5 statistic points to distribute between 4 RPGs stats, like strength, dexterity, and so on. The way you build your character is pretty much up to you, so no stat is useless, but some benefit your class or playstyle more than others will. So, for example, you don't really want to give a ranged character too much vitality because you don't want to be getting hit by anything. But hey, if you want to get hit by stuff as a ranged class, then feel free to put most of your statistics in vitality. Also, I strongly suggest that if you're familiar to this type of game, that you start in veteran mode, which is the one mode above normal mode, because normal is way too easy. At first I thought maybe it was just because I just started and the game was taking it easy on me, but actually I started getting a bit bored because it was just so easy. And this is me just trolling a few mobs that can't attack me. It's a bit overpowered as usual when you're a ranged character and you can hit mobs that can't hit you. Now, during your travels you will come across gems. If anyone has ever played any Diablo game, or any newer titles such as World of Warcraft, Rift, or Guild Wars 2, then gems pretty much work just like that. You equip them to a piece of equipment and then gain the benefit of that gem. Also, there's a nifty trick where you can give your pet all your junk items if you're running out of space, and you can send your pet back to town to sell them for you. Just a note though, so you don't do what I do, you can hold shift and click the items and it automatically shifts the item from your bags to your pet's bag, rather than drag dropping them like a noob like I was. You can also tell your pet to basically buy you some other items like potions or identify scrolls or teleport scrolls and so on. And after a few seconds he goes away, it usually takes about a minute, and then he comes back with your items and then deposit it into your inventory. Your pet is also able to fight for you, and you can equip items that increase your pet's damage or its HP. So essentially becoming kind of a beast tamer or something. Now the game, although having differences from Diablo 3, has quite a few things that are quite similar. One of which is the elite monsters, which have individual skills. This one, I don't actually know what it does because I killed it without much trouble, so... Oh yeah, it's splits. Again, play this game in veteran mode if you want more of a challenge, because in normal it's too easy. Once killed, named elites or just normal elite monsters give you fame. So does completing quests, actually. Sadly, I don't know what fame actually does at the moment, but when I find out, I will let you guys know and edit this post. You can also fish in this game too, which is pretty straightforward. You wait until the ripple effect goes behind the button, and then you click the button and you get your fish. There are probably different spots for different kinds of fish, and there's probably a random amount of fish you get at a specific spot. You can also feed your pets these fish, and it transforms it into a different kind of animal. I know you can transform it into a spider, which then slows enemies, or you can transform it into a more tanky type of animal, and so on and so forth. This is actually the first Talking T-Shirt video, and our unique selling point is to basically play the games on the hardest mode difficulty, if a hardest mode difficulty is possible. Now, I know in Torchlight 2 you finish the game and then you get to play it again in a harder mode, but most we can do at the moment is the elite difficulty, which is the hardest one that's available at the moment. And basically I'll just talk about a couple of things while you guys watch my ass get handed to me. Something very important about skill points I haven't mentioned yet. As you might have noticed, I'm being an idiot and just clicking any skills that I like the look of out of the 3 trees, but you are actually only allowed to respec the last 3 points that you've spent. So this kind of means that you have to understand and make a decision about what kind of class you want to play right at the start and focus on one tree more than the others. Now on the harder difficulty modes, your pet will get ass handed to it a lot. I mean, its health will drop so fast that you hear the message, your pet is fleeing, a heck of a lot of times. I panicked and actually started to spam feed fish to him, so his life will go up, but then I realized he doesn't actually die, it just sort of runs away and slowly regenerates HP and then gets back in the fight later. So after a while I just sort of ignored the cries for help and just focused on surviving myself. You're also able to weapon swap in this game, which is pretty interesting. The W key changes to a set of secondary weaponry if you have any equipped, and pressing the tab key changes the spell equipped to your right click, although you could just press 1 to 0, but it's nice to be given the option. You also come across a few enchanter NPCs who let you enchant your gear by a certain amount. So far I've only been able to enchant up to 3 times, this is usually the best thing to spend your money on, and I'm assuming other enchanters let you enchant your gear more than 3 times too. Now, visually, compared to its competitors, Torchlight 2 isn't really all that pretty, but it does have its own style. I mean, if you ever watched the introduction animation, you do see that the character models are very similar to the animated characters, so they do stick to that. Also, the game was created by about 30-something people, and that deserves a certain amount of respect. It's a bit too soon to see the game's glory, because I was really hyped about Diablo 3, then I played it to max level, and I've never been so annoyed at a game in a long time. Hopefully, this kind of thing won't happen to Torchlight 2. I've also heard some minor concerns about Torchlight 2 from another player. His opinion is he loves the game, but he knows people are going to exploit it because of its open source. Some people will make interesting mods and such, but some people will cheat and hack and so on. My advice was just not to play with them, but it's probably not that easy. So all in all, the game is pretty good. I mean, it takes some time to really get into, because it just feels like you're playing a low poly Diablo 3. But give it some time and Torchlight 2 will surprise you. It does have a couple of nifty things in there. There was something I didn't manage to record, which involved some kind of phase beast that I killed, and then a portal opened, and I was taking some kind of like event with spiders and poison. Unfortunately, I didn't record that, sadly. Also, the game is only £15, so that's a pretty good bargain. And that's it for today's Talking T-shirt on stemconcepts.co.uk. Look forward to the next one. Oh God.